welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Emma Dapper, truthqmh, and today we're talking about what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about it's gonna be part of, basically it's gonna be part of God showing me how to love myself, like showing me how to love me. I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's just showing a reflection, which is quite jarring. Yeah, so God showing me how to love myself. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna talk about today, one part of it was loving this forehead. See this forehead here? Like, I totally, it's not even forehead, it's 5 head. Like, I'm sure forehead meant to mean that you can fit 4. See, that I can fit, oh my gosh, I can fit about 6. Can you see? 6 fingers on my forehead. I'm even gonna measure it for you, like, for me too, just so y'all know that I'm not tripping. I'm not playing. Like, let's see that. Like, I don't even know how to measure your forehead, but I think that's what it is. No, I'm sure it's shrunk a little bit. I'm sure it was like 4 something. Okay, so I'm gonna put it just up to the top of my eyebrow. That's almost 4 inches. My clients are gonna be crying of laughter when they watch this. Right, anyways, and across, so that's 4 by 7.5 inches. Don't nobody tell me again that they have a big forehead, because ain't nobody's forehead bigger than this. I'm gonna show you like angles, like literally. Anyways, right, I'm not dissing the cute, beautiful creation that God has made, which is voila, Lady Emma. But I want to tell you how much I hated my forehead. I want to let you know how much I disliked my forehead. I was in school and I used to get hammered. I mean, there you go, hammerhead, big forehead, big head. Up until the other day, I mean, I had this lovely old lady that asked me if I was smart. Lovely old Jamaican lady that said, asked me if I was smart because of the size of my forehead. I was always that girl that was in school, yeah. Do you know when you would, I'm talking about, I would slick the most hair gel, just like this, like I'm talking about, like, you couldn't even see my face, just to hide the size of my forehead. Now, I thought I was going to have to use gel for the rest of my life. No joke. For the rest of my life, I thought I was going to have to use hair gel. And until I discovered weave. And then weave, you know, could do side parting. So I was just like, okay, we can do a little, you know, to the side. And it will be okay. And that was great. And then I just thought, oh, am I always going to have a side fringe or a full fringe? And then I got to a point where I had to start like talking to myself, gearing myself up to have my hair slick back, which then means that the forehead is even more in exposure. Like literally, I can sit something there, balance. I'm gonna balance something for y'all to see, like literally. Can you do that? Can you do that? I don't think you can do. Can you do that? No, you can't do that. Yeah. So I used to do things like that. Like, I mean. Yeah, I didn't used to do things like that. I mean, like, that's how big my forehead is. Not was, still is. And I remember used to trying to slick my hair back and mentally prepare myself to leave the house. And it would last about 2 days. And then I could see my forehead in a reflection. And it would, I'm just trying to think of a safe word. Frustrate me, anger me, pee me off. Just seeing my forehead, like literally, like, no, it's too big, and I would have to go straight back for a weave. So that happened for a little bit, and then when I came to God, I remember just like thinking, like, God, man, you proper robbed me. Like, I don't, like, why am I the only one? None of my sisters have this. None of my cousins have this. Like, my mum or my dad don't have this. But do you know what? I didn't even ask just yet. I just had to accept it. I had to understand that I can't run from it. I can't do no surgery from it. And it is who I am. And this is how God's made me. And I had to hold on to the thought of this is how God made me. And the more I just held on to that, the more I could accept my forehead. Again, this is how God made me. He created me. Everything he makes is beautiful. Everything he makes is wonderful. And I had to mentally brainwash myself with that thought for me to be able to even walk out with my house like this, like just there. And I started understanding what God was saying when he was saying, you know, in the beginning of my walk, that I didn't love myself enough, should I say. No, I didn't love myself, actually. I thought I did. When God told me I love myself, I was thinking, what? Me, I'm flat. I love myself. And he was just showing me you don't, because of the situations I was in. Obviously, the way I dress. I didn't even, like, when you lot are doing your hair, you don't say you don't like your hair, or my hair doesn't suit me. That's your hair. That means you don't like you. You don't like who you are. And people say, oh no, you're just being, I'm taking it to extreme, but I'm not. Like, that is what it is. And I only realised that until I started loving my hair more, started loving my forehead more. But yeah, so the more that was happening, the more I was brainwashing myself, because it had to be that, because I didn't actually believe it, but eventually I started to believe it. And just understand that's my beauty, that's who I am, that's my uniqueness, that's just the way it is. And I remember sitting down one day, me and God are really cheese that we just had this like coffee moments. I don't drink coffee, so maybe it was a green tea at that. Looking out the window, and then the Holy Spirit started speaking to me, and I was just thinking, oh hey, how you doing? And he's just like, out of nowhere, I gave you that forehead because I wanted you to stand out. I'm like, what? Like, where did that come from? And I heard him say it again, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, you really thought about how you was going to make my forehead. Like, you made it this way so that when I walk into the room and everyone thinks, damn, that's a big forehead. You wanted that. What? Let's just show this a little bit more than, like, you know, this is how God's me. I'm chatting so much rubbish. But, no, yeah, God did tell me that. God did tell me that he made me like this to make me stand out. And I find that the more I embrace my forehead, the more I'm realising how much other people have issues with the way they look. Whether it's their nose, whether it's their height, whether it's their mouth, their lips, their teeth, like, and it's sad because before anyone comments on it, you don't have an issue with it. You're okay with who you are. When you're a toddler, you're fine with who you are until another child or another human being points out that, oh, that's not normal. But what is normal? What is normal? Who's telling you that it's... Furthermore, who's even told me it's big? What? Because no one else has the same size that I have. Like, what is normal? Do you know what? Funny thing is, as we're talking, there ain't nothing is average or normal. Like, well, average if we're talking about in terms of figures and stuff. But just learning to love myself, my forehead. Even as a child, I didn't like my lips. Because it used to be rubber lips, burger lips, big lips. Now y'all are injecting it to get these these lips down. I did like my bum. Oh my goodness, you wouldn't catch me in a dress or a skirt. And when I was a teen, it was always baggy, whatever. And even then, it still looked humongous. And now, as people are dying from bum injections and having surgery and stuff. So it's funny, it only becomes a taboo when society says it's a taboo. It only becomes glorified when society glorifies it. And it's funny because if we just listen to what God says about you, then you're just good to go. And God told you from the get-set, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So I'm choosing to accept that in my life, which I have done. I'm embracing my beautiful forehead, my beautiful bum, my beautiful lips, and furthermore my beautiful gap tooth as well. Like, that was an issue too, and now I even forget that I have a gap tooth. It's only because I've just seen it quickly in my reflection. I'm like, yeah, you got a gap tooth. Just learn to love yourself more. So what I've just done with the tape measure, like, yeah, it's loads of bants and stuff, but I really don't think any of y'all got a bigger forehead than I have. But I love it. It's who I am. I can't run away from it or anything like that. So I've learnt to love it. I've learnt to embrace it. I've learnt to embrace and love the things that I've disliked my whole life about myself. So I hope this encourages you to do the same. And if someone can't love the things that you don't love about yourself, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? And if someone doesn't love the features that you love about yourself, then bye, Felicia. You shouldn't have to change it. You shouldn't have to hide it, because God has made someone that is going to love those parts that you don't even love. Those rolls, those beauty spots, those stretch marks, that lazy eye, the gap tooth, furthermore that green tooth, the big ears, the little ears, you know, the patches in your head. They're not even going to care. So really, ladies and gents, guys and girls, mum and dad, love the parts that you actually don't love about yourself. And even as a parent and as an adult, words of affirmation to a child goes such a long way. I actually believe that if I had the wonderful words of affirmation that I get now from God, that it wouldn't have been an issue in my teenage years. Yeah. I think that's it. I hope that's helped you all. Just gonna let you know again, I love my forehead. I love it. I love it. Big up Riri and Miss Dynamite. I'm joking. Until next time, guys. Hope you like and subscribe and leave your comments below. Take care. Love yourself, y'all. I am not my head. I am not this skin.